morning. Welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner. It's Tuesday, the 6th of January. I think it's pretty cold up there in London, isn't it, Paul?
Yes, it is got pretty cold, right around zero here at this point.
Yeah, it's actually bizarrely. I'm down in Cornwall and it's beautiful. I mean, the sun is shining. It's about 5 degrees, but glorious. Not, I'm obviously doing business down here, but also I can tell you the golf course is in tremendous nick. Just because I saw it, nothing to do with me playing on it. Honestly, was allowed to play at the weekend. Anyway, actually, it's been interesting. I'm wandering around all of Sunday and Monday and today, meeting a lot of people down here. It's very interesting. I mean, those in the know of the mining industry know everything that's going on. They probably know more than the blooming companies know themselves. And one thing I've certainly picked up is that IMRIS is in a lot of trouble. I think it's sort of fairly widely known, those that follow it. It's obviously listed on the Paris bourse, but they're laying people off at the moment. There's a lot of rumours around Cornwall that they may have to sell their UK assets, which would actually have a lot of implications. And obviously, of course, it's a lot of jobs that are used in Cornwall on what were the old English China clay pits. So quite a lot of talk about that whizzing around. Obviously, with the tungsten price and the tin price going up, everyone is saying to me, come on, Andrew, when are these guys actually going to get mining? You've been talking about it for years. You've been giving them money for years. What are they doing with it all? Well, today with Tungsten West, there's two things that have cropped up there. One is the convertible loan notes have actually now converted, and they should be hitting everybody's Crest account today. I should be getting a load, quite a few million. I haven't checked my Crest account yet, actually. But again, I think just on Tungsten West, obviously now people will be able to work out how many shares are in issue. They'll probably get a bit of a shock. There are an awful lot of shares in issue. But again, just wandering around Cornwall, everyone I speak to goes, Andrew, there's been Americans wandering around Hemerdon the whole time. Everyone says they're coming in. And if they do come in, and it's only rumour that I'm picking up down here, then clearly that's going to have a significant impact on the share price. Again, we no longer follow it. Obviously, we did raise them the £40 million back at the IPO at 60p. Wrong price to raise it at, but there you go. We no longer act for them, but we do keep a close eye on them. And our valuation probably is around 20 to 25p currently for Tungsten West. So it's currently trading at 11.5. It's probably not one for the institutions because of the share structure. Unfortunately, I wish it was. But for any retail buyers or traders, it does look like an interesting trade. You can probably quickly double your money in Q1. I'm totally biased, as I say, I do own quite a lot myself, so just be aware of that. But we've also seen overnight that basically China is restricting exports of tungsten, which again is going to make people like America suddenly go, where the hell can we get some? You've got to have it. It's a critical metal. So there's another little bit of gossip for you down here. So it's actually, and obviously the tin price, as we all know, is going pretty well. It's trading around 44 at the moment, 44,000, which is very high. I mean, down here, you can make an awful lot of money out of tin at that sort of level. So that's why obviously yesterday I was tipping Tamar Minerals as the way to play it, because it's the one that hasn't moved. It did actually jump 50% yesterday off the back of our podcast. Wouldn't surprise me if it jumps another 50% today. Maybe, but we'll see. I don't want to predict anything like that. Also, in fact, interesting enough, overnight copper is also moving up a lot stronger as well. Don't forget that Tamar has Devon Great Consols, which is actually a copper mine in Devon. It was once the highest grade copper mine in the world, and stopped purely, nothing to do with it running out of copper. It stopped because of the mineral rights. And the next door, Lord or Duke or what he was, said, no, you're not mining on my bit of mineral rights. So if they ever drill that, I suspect they will end up finding one of the highest grade copper mines in the world. So there's a little bit of local gossip for you. Anything on that you agree with or disagree with, Paul?
Well, that copper price move I thought was pretty important too. Setting these new highs like this, it becomes more and more likely that companies and in the tungsten space too will be looking that much harder for substitutions. But those will be difficult to realize and will take some definite time in order to substitute in chemistries and alloys for copper and tungsten going forward. So I wouldn't be too concerned in the short term. It's going to stay strong, I think, at this point.
Now, I think copper looks like a very good asset class, should we say? But a lot of people have been saying it for a long time. Obviously, Robert Friedland has been bullish on copper for a very long time. Obviously, the one in the UK, and again, it does have a little bit of a local connection down to UK because the chairman lives in Falmouth. But CAML, although some people have somewhat called it the three-legged camel at the moment because is having such a hard time. I mean, they must be generating so much cash at the moment with this copper price out of Coonrad. Their cash, they already had a big cash pile. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do try and do because that cash pile is just going to get bigger and bigger. I'm not sure they'll increase the dividend again. Having cut it, it would be strange maybe to put it straight back up again. They can buy in stock, obviously, more aggressively. It'll just be very interesting to see what they do with it. That's one to obviously watch out for. Right, what have you got any news today, Paul?
I'll just mention very quickly here, since we're running short of time. Kefi Gold and Copper gave us an outline as to the next steps on the Tulukapi gold mine build that they had announced was now fully in launch from the 22nd of December. We also see the structure of the financing commitment that was made in order to get that built. So take a look at that press release they have, and they do have a plan in order to get the mine there in Ethiopia in full production by 2028. Also wanted to mention this news out in the uranium space because we did call on, or you called on uranium to be your play in commodity for next year. Uranium news out by the U.S. Department of Energy that they are giving $900 million each to three different companies in the United States to essentially bring forward their uranium enrichment plant plans. To remind investors, I think there's only two facilities in the United States that can enrich uranium, and both of those are part of the Department of Energy. They are not commercially or privately held. They are, and that enrichment is in relatively small quantities for research purposes overall. So this is funding to three different private or commercial firms, of which one is an Orano subsidiary, and another one is Centrus Energy, which is a listed firm. So definitely getting into the midstream processing space. Right now, the United States relies on Canada, France, and Russia for this reactor enrichment uranium.
What you said is exactly one of the reasons why I'm tipping uranium for 2026. I mean, on the sort of big geopolitical point, we don't often talk about geopolitics on the Morning Miner. I do talk about quite a lot of geopolitics on the VSA Capital Tech and Transitional Energy podcast every Thursday. And actually, a lot of what is going on at the moment with Venezuela and all of these things is what I've been talking about on that. We have a lot more time, so we can talk about more general things. So if you don't listen to our Tech and Transitional Energy podcast, you probably should. You'd hear all my geopolitical views and my UK political views. And also, just finishing up, don't forget we have the VSA Vision Contest coming up on January the 22nd. It's the afternoon. We have 8 companies competing to be the best of British small cap businesses out of natural resources and transitional energy. Cornish Metals are coming up for the people listening in Minerals. Northern Lithium are going to come down and present at it. We also have Star Energy and the oil sector presenting at it. So it's going to be pretty good. And we have Richard Tice from the Reform Party as our guest speaker. It's not a political rally, I can assure you, but I think everybody needs to understand what the policies of reform are starting to look like. There's a lot of wrong thinking, but they are very basically pro-British. And this is a competition for the best of British small cap companies. If you're interested, January 22nd, do DM us or email us and do get yourself a seat at the conference because it'll be pretty interesting, I think. And on that note, we'll call it a day, Paul, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Very good. See you then.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.